And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Starting off with today's satellite imagery, low pressure pulling northwestward here, slowly weakening as it moves northwest across the Bering Sea. Main frontal boundary right through here with the precipitation producing clouds in this area. Mostly just clouds here over the western part of the state, mid and high level clouds in this area here, and then clearing out toward the central interior. There's just some high cirrus right through here. And actually from the Arctic coast all the way down in toward the North Gulf Coast, mainly Copper River Basin. Mostly clear skies today. Next system down here to the south, coming northward here. And another system there southwest of the Aleutians. And for the southeast coast, kind of a band of moisture right through here starting to increase the clouds along the south coast, especially Dixon entrance today. Putting that in motion again, you can see that area lifting northward. This next system pulling northward. And this next low out here coming east-northeastward. We'll see on the chart today that low is still well to the southwest of the Aleutians there, but already spreading clouds up to the northeast. Otherwise, this front, as this low pulls back to the west there, northwest, this front kind of hung up just off the, or actually over the eastern Bering Sea there from near St. Lawrence Island. They had some gusty winds, snow and blowing snow today, extending down to the Alaska Peninsula where they had some rain today in toward Kodiak Island. And some moisture increasing along the south coast of the Kenai Peninsula, Barren Island. Some of that slipped on up into western Prince William Sound with light rain and snow being reported at Whittier and at Portage this afternoon. Otherwise, clouds down over the, well, clouds mostly down over the southern Kenai Peninsula and back here as we saw in the satellite over the western interior, mostly clear. Temperatures well below zero, Copper River Basin, all the way up to the Arctic coast, and fair over the Panhandle. Again, that weak trough bringing some shower activity in toward Dixon entrance. And for tonight, could be a few isolated showers down over the southern Panhandle. Otherwise, look for northeast winds, gusty northeast winds over the northern inside water, strongest through Lynn Canal there, where gale warnings are out. And a little breezy over the North Gulf Coast as well, but nothing too terribly strong. Otherwise, quiet weather. Chance of seeing some aurora tonight here in the clear areas as solar activity increased on the 28th and 29th. And so that means finally a better chance of some aurora breaking out here around the state where it remains clear. Won't be clear down toward Kodiak Island. Looking for windy conditions and rain tonight as that front edges northward. Stays wet and unsettled for the Alaska Peninsula and the eastern Aleutians. This stationary front here keeps a chance of some light snow there for the Yukon Delta coast. Better chance of Nunivak Island and an even better chance of some moisture for the Pribilof Islands on up to St. Lawrence Island. A break behind that and the next storm here finally edging up to the northeast slowly. And tomorrow, that'll spread rain over the western Aleutians to about Adak. Atka stays in the clear there. This front slowly weakening, starting to pull back to the west a little bit tomorrow, but still close enough for a few flurries possible on the Yukon Delta coast. Light rain, fog, or drizzle for the Pribilofs and down to the eastern Aleutians. A little bit more here. This low coming northwestward toward the peninsula, and that front keeps it wet and windy over Kodiak Island. Some of that moisture spreading up across the Barren Islands into Kamishak Bay, maybe southern Cook Inlet, with an outside threat for Kachemak Bay. But that's just a threat at this point. Otherwise, quiet and mostly clear over the interior with temperatures moderating a little bit, but still below zero for the highs. Gusty northeast winds there over the northern Panhandle. Lighter winds, more clouds, and a risk of a shower or two over the southern southeast coast. Then for Wednesday, it looks like a dry day for the entire Panhandle with still northeast outflow winds here coming through the channeled areas of the northern Panhandle. And fair over the interior, Arctic coast down into southern Alaska. Pretty good conditions. A few more clouds down here in the south, especially with remnants of that front here weakening, but keeping a chance of moisture from the southern Kenai Peninsula southward to Kodiak Island. More of a lighter showery condition there for the rain. Next system, though, just to the southwest. So more rain for the Alaska Peninsula and eastern Aleutians. And a washed out front here brings a chance of rain to the Atka area, and then the next system off to the southwest. Lows for tonight, below zero here in the interior. Peter Chan reported 30 degrees below zero in Slana this morning, which is just south of Mentasta Pass here in the northeastern Copper River Basin, and could be down around that cold again tomorrow morning, or otherwise 25 or 20 to 45 below for the remainder of the interior Alaska, mostly north of the Alaska Range there. And again, areas of the Sitna Valley could fall below zero once again tonight. Other areas will be warmer and near 40 for Kodiak, for example, and in the 30s for Bristol Bay, above freezing even at King Salmon and the Aleutians and the Alaska Peninsula. Pribilofs right around the freeze point tomorrow morning or tonight, and teens for St. Lawrence Island. And the highs for tomorrow below zero here for the Arctic coast and North Slope, and a shade below zero for the Brooks Range there, indicating that warmer air aloft moving into that area, then back farther below zero in the central interior, and highs in the teens to mid-20s south central Alaska, lower 30s down toward Homer, actually upper 30s there, lower 40s Kodiak Island, 35 to 40 in Bristol Bay, and lower 40s central and south coast of the Panhandle, mid-20s to the north. And the lows for Wednesday morning, anywhere from 0 to 20 for south central Alaska, and around 25 below in the Copper River Basin. Some areas closer to 30 below again, like Slana, and anywhere from 20 to 40 below for the remainder of the interior. A little milder out here to the west with more cloud cover, but still in the single numbers in across the Yukon, Kuskokwim Delta. Bethel around 10 to 15, and near freezing again for the Pribilofs, lower 30s for the central Aleutians, and then for the highs, again, staying below zero, but not too far below here in the interior, anywhere from 25 to 30 below in the Yukon Flats and the North Slope, and then back into the, 15 to 25 for south central Alaska, mid-teens below zero Copper River Basin, and in the 30s for the central and southern Panhandle area, and teens to the north, lower 40s for Kodiak Island, the Alaska Peninsula, all the way over to Unalaska. Not too bad.